The morning hasn't even started and we have one rack down.
I mean, have we ever moved stuff without this happening? No. This is vintage market at its finest right here. Yeah.
So as we started to prep the next season at Wild Ivy, we all got really excited because this is most of our favorite part of this job. If you aren't familiar with retail, you actually plan your seasons up to 9 months in advance typically. So that means that whatever season you're working on, you're actually buying it about 9 months in advance. So it just requires a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, a lot of things that I'm not typically comfortable with. So it's really stretched me and challenged me in a lot of ways, but it's allowed for these beautiful, inspired, and very thought out collections. So to give you a little bit of an idea of what our order of operations, or whatever you want to call it, here at Wild Ivy looks like, here's a little breakdown. We brainstorm a collection, we shop the market, we do a photo shoot and a video shoot, we flip the store, launch, and repeat. This is what we do 2 or 3 times a year for our shoppers to see. So that happens 9 months in advance. We take that concept to market, we shop for that concept, we order all those clothes which come in a couple months, we take those clothes to whatever given place that we're doing our campaign video and photo shoot. We come back home, we flip the store, and then we show you guys. Okay, and she'll go all the way down that way. Go team! We only had 1 collapse. That's a victory! Okay, if you want to go open up Walder Brothers, and then Danny, if you want to get your coffee and stuff, then you can meet him down there, and Shane should be here soon, and then come back out. Hey guys! Today we are up at our shop in Owasso, and we are flipping the store for our newest collection release, Earth and Soul. So every couple of months we come into the shop and we'll do a refresh. That just looks like changing what's on the tables, refreshing what's on our face-out walls, and then 2 or 3 times a year we'll do a total store flip to whatever season we're changing to. So the store is already looking pretty springy. We've got lots of spring colors. The decor has already changed to our more summer and spring seashells, mushrooms, some flowers, things like that. So it's not a humongous flip today. However, we are flipping all of the product to represent our newest line. So we're gonna really focus on the colors of the line and playing off, making sure that our face out walls really represent kind of the core idea of this collection. So we have been working on this new collection for months and months and months and months, and it's really gone through so much growth even from the moment we started it, and I couldn't be more proud of a collection. So as we started to think about specifically how we would release this collection to our community, it was really important to us that we helped them to feel what we feel here in the warehouse as we are dreaming about this collection. So for us, this collection has been born out of this incredible experience that we've had learning about creating ethical fashion and ethical products and really digging deep into women-owned businesses. So this collection, Earth and Soul, was born from that desire. The tagline for Earth and Soul is Awaken the Wild Within. And what that means to us is that we can either operate in our lives in this sleeping mode or in a completely aware and energized and intentional way. And that can translate into all areas of our life. So as we were working on this collection, we were continually going back to the word intention, intentionality, intentional focus, intentional colors. We wanted every single piece to be made with a choice. All the colors had to be made with a choice, the songs that were used, the smells that the customer would experience, it all had to be intentional. And so in order to be intentional, you do have to be awake. And what happens when you work on waking up your soul is that all of these things come up that maybe you weren't prepared for. Some of them may not be pleasant, but they almost always have something to teach you and something to gift you. So as we started Wild Ivy, what we were trying to do is to really look at the need in the community where the store was going to be based and figure out what is that need, what can we supply that isn't already being supplied. That's kind of one of the basic things that you're taught in business as you start something new is what need, what hole are you filling? And then you provide that product and that's how you make money. So for us, we were really lucky in the sense that Owasso, where we live, doesn't have very many women's boutiques. And so we kind of had this really open opportunity where we could really play around with what we wanted to carry as a brand.
So we have about 90 pieces in our Earth and Soul collection. So what Sarah and I are doing today is going through those 90 pieces and picking our favorite like 20-ish pieces for our collaborators and influencers. So that is what these are. Our entire collection has a lot more pieces, but these ones we really feel like we want to highlight because they really just represent who we are as a brand, and they're all ethically made and sourced really well. Most of them are handmade, and they're just beautiful.
Outfits. I'm trying to figure out how many outfits do we have
Per person.
per person, because we're gonna have, oh my god, it's 10. You think we could afford nice things, but we can't. We can't afford nice things here. A Wild Ivy. We reuse and recycle. Would it be better if I just wrote it like this?
This is ridiculous.
Raise your hand if you've ever written like this. You know you have.
Please, right now, raise your hand.
Please raise your hand. Please, we need.
This really is ridiculous.
Your swords. Okay. Could you hold my pen for a second?
I don't know if my hand's big enough, but yeah.
One. Like this is
I was so blown away by the response when we opened Wild Ivy. People have been so kind and so gracious to us through the learning curve. They've been encouraging, and more than anything, they've inspired us as a brand to continue to focus on what makes us who we are, and they've really given us the freedom to do that. So what this taught us is that from a business perspective, it is very important that you answer a need and you fulfill that need for your community. But what we also have been so thankful for and that we've learned is that you can be true to yourself and to your brand and to your story. And more often than not, your community is going to come around and support that story, regardless of whatever need they're actually needing filled. We cannot wait to gift you this experience that we've had in Tulum, in the warehouse, as a company. There's just been so much energy, and I personally think you can feel it in these clothes. And so I can't wait to see what our community experiences. And my hope is that each item that you put on, you'll feel the story that's within those items. You'll feel our story, and then you will have your own story birth out of that experience, and that these clothes will get to live in your closet for long periods of time, and that the story will continue to weave its way into your life, and that you'll be inspired to live an inspirational and an intentional and a beautiful life.